Kenyans are currently ranking William Ruto as the worst president Kenya has ever had. For some days now, Oda official fans page has been conducting some polls through its X account. And they have been asking Kenyans a very simple question. Name the worst president Kenya has ever had since independence. And you are seeing William Ruto at 79%. And in other opinion polls, Ruto is even clicking over 90% as the worst president Kenya has ever had. That rating reminds me of a warning by former Nandi Hills Member of Parliament, Alfred Keter. Keter warned Kenyans, and more so the KALENJIN nation, that Ruto's presidency will make the KALENJIN nation most hated. Let's listen to Alfred Keter speaking years back in 2018 before we proceed.
Na unajua watu wakiiba, juzi niliuliza kwa sababu walinipigia simu wakaniambia sasa wewe naona unaanza kukoroga mambo na mimi naomba kura 2022. Nikamwambia wewe, maombi yangu umemheshimiwa Keter kwa sababu mimi nataka kuwa rais hata mimi siku moja. Wewe ukipata nafasi, watu wa Kenya watachukia jamii yetu ya KALENJIN wakifikiria sisi ni wezi kama wewe. Nikamwambia kama kuna mtu anakuombea usipate nafasi ya kuwa rais, ndio mimi wa kwanza. Kwa sababu there is nothing like a tribe. You don't steal on behalf of a community. Ukiiba na ununue helikopta unajiandikisha wewe mwenyewe. You don't register in the name of Nandi Nation, then KALENJIN, Kipsigis, Otugen. You register on behalf of yourself and your family. The looters of this country loot on behalf of themselves, not even their families sometimes, because you can find their brothers are languishing in poverty. Yes. So people steal on behalf of themselves. Na mimi nimesema, mimi nitazunguka Kenya nzima, ili watu wakifanya makosa ya kuchagua wengine wakuwe viongozi, wakibora Kenya wasiseme ni jamii yetu ya KALENJIN. Nitakuwa nimetangaza mkijaribu shida yenu, choices have consequences. Ukijua kila kitu shauri yenu.
Keter's prophecy has been fulfilled, no doubt about that. And we also remember Cyrus Jirongo. Jirongo was with William Ruto in YK92. Some years back, Jirongo also warned Kenyans against Ruto. Jirongo knows Ruto very well, and he had this to say.
I actually came to know William Ruto properly after elections in 1993. We worked closely with Julia Ojambo, and that is how I ended up knowing Ruto, and specifically when he came in to try and get some orders to supply T-shirts and all those sorts of things.
I see. So in terms of the joining KANU as a party and becoming a operative, you are very close to President Moi. Obviously, Ruto began his political life then. How did he enter into the Moi orbit? And what do you remember?
The truth be said, William Ruto then, after the 1992 campaign, where we lobbied for votes for Moi, he then looked for friendship with me through Fred Amayo, and they pushed very hard. I was a bit hesitant, but because of something that had happened, and I talked to Amayo. I told Fred Amayo, this young man, you brought him into my office and asked me to give him a contract to supply 10,000 T-shirts. You remember he did not supply the 10,000. Instead, he brought 1,000 T-shirts and repeatedly delivered the same T-shirts 10 times. So we ended up paying, or I ended up paying him 1.2 million shillings because a t-shirt then was about 120 shillings for the delivery of only 1,000 shillings. What he did was he tried and corrupted the young boys who were in the stores. And he would deliver 1,000 t-shirts, they give it back to him. He delivers again, they give it back to him 10 times. Yes. So I paid him 1.2 million instead of paying him for 1,000 t-shirts, which would have been 120,000. And that is the reason why I resisted when Fred Amayo tried to push him to become closer so that we work together after disbanding YK92.
Let's put all that into perspective. Ruto has been in power for 1 year and about 6 months. And even without the opinion polls, it's coming out very clearly. This one is the worst president since independence. Kenyans across board are complaining, including in the areas that even voted for him. In fact, a few days ago, a research was released that indicated Central and Rift Valley are topping the regions suffering financially in a William Ruto's government. And the same people were also interviewed, and they stated clearly that they were better economically in Uhuru Kenyatta's government than in William Ruto's government. Those are perceived Ruto supporters complaining about his rule. The same people had very high hopes over William Ruto's rule, and they knew they were going to form a government with him. Today they are cursing him. Could it be possible they never knew William Ruto very well when they were voting for him, or they knew him but they overlooked so many issues? It's a complicated kind of affair, ladies and gentlemen. But besides William Ruto spoiling for the Kalenjin nation, because any sane Kenyan in the coming years will find it very hard supporting a Kalenjin as the president. Any sane Kenyan will find it very hard. And the reason is simple. We've tried to, who have failed miserably. Ruto has not only spoiled for the Kalenjin nation, but he has also spoiled for the Hustler nation. He campaigned on that platform that, I come from a humble background, from a poor family. I'm like you. And some poor hustlers trusted him and gave him their votes. Any future person or any future politician or leader campaigning on that platform, Kenyans will find it very hard giving him or her their votes, going on what has happened in a William Ruto's rule. So Ruto has just spoiled for the hustlers who will campaign on that platform, that vote for me because I came from a poor background. He has spoiled for the hustler nation. So Ruto has been a disaster to areas that identified with him. The hustlers identified with him, he has become a disaster to them. The Kalenjin nation, who voted for him because he was one of them, he has also spoiled for them. In fact, this government is getting almost everything wrong. It's not getting anything right. Everything is going south. And the more William Ruto continues going around the country making fake promises, he's becoming more and more unpopular. As I conclude, William Ruto winning a second term will be very hard. And Kenyans should start accepting that. For him to win a second term will be very hard. This man is seriously hated on the ground, but he seems not to have realized that. So it appears that as time goes by, he is still going to make more and more blunders because he has not realized the ground has abandoned him. He'll only wake up maybe when we go to the elections to realize that it's too unpopular to successfully rig any election. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.